All right, the board has made its decision. We are adjourned.
But there's some more action.
Oh,
Yeah,
On
there's
the
an action item.
negotiations.
okay,
There's what?
yes.
Action item.
I would like to also make a motion that we authorize Mr. Fairley to begin negotiations for construction manager at risk and for an alternate if those negotiations are not successful. So I guess we need to pick the alternate.
Yeah.
So my motion would
Oh, that
also
would be
include,
hard.
the alternate would be
Beverly.
Beverly
Barnhill.
and Barnhill. Making that as a motion all at one time. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Hmm.
Okay. You have some information for us?
I think Chad would be best. He introduced that new legislation, and maybe you could give him a heads up on what's coming, Chad.
Yeah, the whole way you do pre-qualifications have been changed by general statute. It's kind of been, the board has to adopt a generalized method and then a specific method for each project, beginning October 1st. So the good news is for the side package, that can go under the old, the way you're currently doing business, which is good. For the new project, we'll have to, and the one caveat to this is for construction managers at risk, you must have pre-qualifications for first-tier subcontractors. So we will have to develop this policy and make it specific to this project. So that is being drafted as we speak. Walter Curry is doing that, and we'll have it to you for your review on the September 4th board meeting.
Is that gonna be enough time for
We need to do it now.
It's got to, you have to adopt it then.
that September 4th?
And we'll certainly have it out as quick as we can.
Yeah, if you can,
We can't adopt it, approve it.
we can waive,
You can waive.
we can waive the reading.
You waive the readings,
Okay.
yeah. But you gotta have it quickly in order to,
Yeah, if you can get that to everyone as soon as possible, so that if there's any questions or anything about it, we have a chance to address those, so.
absolutely. And you all you'll have your input as to what you want, but it's fairly standard stuff. I mean, you saw what was included in their packet. I mean, that's pretty much what you'll be looking at. So we'll get it to you as quick as we can. But it'll have to be acted on the 4th.
Mike?
Mr. Chairman, in my schedule, I had tomorrow is the date to put out the bid package for the site. My site plan is about ready, and within a few days it will be ready. It has to undergo review, and then we really do need to get that whole affair started. I need the CMAR to help me with that, to start that event. And I would take it that no one's going to start anything until they have an approved, at least verbally approved contract kind of sitting in place. Is there any way that we can have action tonight that would allow staff to and attorneys to work on that and get something going for some kind of approval for at least the site package portion of the total 4-part contract?
Mr. Chad?
Yeah, we can,
I mean, we can do that right now.
I mean, if I can meet with
That's what he said.
Hickory tomorrow, and then Monday we, start going through the site package to, fine tuning it and working through the deal. We have an estimate now that has quantities and other things that we can present to them as a running head start for that. But the sooner I can get these people truly working in earnest, the better the board's going to be, because then I can start. Weather's coming. I mean, I don't know when, but it's coming. The sooner I
I
can
mean, it's
start.
raining every day now.
It was cold this morning, so it would be just
Can I
a
ask a
site
question?
Yes.
The pre-con site.
to authorize.
yeah, you could authorize superintendent to enter into a contract for the delegate him to, on your behalf, delegate to enter into a contract with the CMAR for the pre-con site work
Only.
only. And we can
Okay.
get that started as soon as we get it going.
So that would not necessarily affect any negotiations for the
For the
remainder
big
of the project?
contract, right.
No.
No,
Or,
okay. All right.
well, my question about that is, are we sure it wouldn't? Because did you just say you would have to give them specifics and dollar amounts? Which
Well,
if you give that to the CMAR before we
My
negotiate.
contract encumbers me to provide a estimate on phases and portions of the work and to reconcile it with the CMAR's estimate. His is gonna be more scientific and detailed than mine will be, so, you know, we have to agree and then present that to y'all for approval. So we have, the first portion of that work is the site package. So I've got to get them on board to give their estimate and then present that to y'all for approval to move forward with that.
This will be dumb probably, but would the CMAR be willing to do that before they've entered into a contract with us?
Well,
You have 4 contracts, I believe, and Chad, if I'm wrong on that. You have a pre-construction contract and a construction contract. And in the case of our project, it's another contract inside of that, the site package. So pre-construction on the site, a construction on the site. And the site would theoretically be almost finished by the time we get the construction package on the building negotiated with the contractors and give authorization to go forth with that.
And in our draft contract, we anticipated this, and we basically had a section which says we'll agree to a site package contract. I mean, it's referenced in here, but we don't have anything hard yet, so knowing that we're gonna have to jump on that.
Okay.
We could roll it into everything into this document, but, I mean, this likely is gonna take a little more time than the site package piece.
How long do you anticipate the negotiation with the CMAR? Tim, I mean, I don't have a feel for that.
well, I
Is it
think the
30
site
days or-
package negotiation will be, will be relatively quick. But, I think it's a couple of back and forth. I think we couldn't get it to you, until that September meeting if we're lucky. But he stopped. He basically can't
Right.
move forward without it. And you heard everyone say this site package is critical to the timing of it,
Yeah.
because we're gonna have a couple of months where we're dead
You
in the
gotta
water.
get the dirt moving, I get that, but
I think it's a very minimal risk. It sounds to me like it would be kind of a minimal, I mean,
And then we come back to you with
Yeah.
the terms of the remainder of the contract, and that's the much
sure.
higher dollar amount.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not like we're spending 3/4 of
This
our.
package for the site, we're talking $2.6 million.
0.6 to 2.8, it's up
It's a
there.
I would say it's a relatively small contract compared to the
Sure.
19 million, this is a small part, but very critical to the success of the project, in my opinion.
So understood Chad correctly, we can make a motion that we
Authorizes.
authorize Tony to do that for us?
Yes, to move forward with the site
The site contract.
Okay.
contract.
I'd like to make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
I think mine have been answered. I don't think any more, I guess is what I'm saying. They haven't answered.
It's gotta be done, the site work's gotta be done.
And
Oh,
send-
No matter.
Either it's going to get started next week,
Yeah.
or it's going to get started at the end of at the middle of September, so.
The risk, the risk would be that we go ahead and do this, but we don't come to terms on the other one. I mean, is that the,
We have to pay them for that portion of
I
the
mean,
work
that's
that
the
they've
only,
done.
that's the risk that I see, right? Is there another risk that
Oh.
I'm missing?
I say that we weren't able to come to terms.
Yeah, I mean, is
on
that the,
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah, and I think
Is that
that's.
the-
Well, yeah, I mean, they're gonna do this when they say you didn't build the site the way.
Right,
you
and
didn't
that would be the risk. that
That's,
we're
that's
taking.
the risk associated with it.
Yeah.
But
Versus.
they
But I
have
mean, I'm
looked
fine
at
with
this
that, I just-
already.
it helps to know what the risk is.
Everyone had a chance to look at
That
that.
they've looked at it,
Okay.
and really, Chad has said that their comments were minimal, Hickory's the only one. So it really will come down to what the guaranteed maximum prices will drive this, that second contract.
Right.
The terms aren't gonna kill it.
So should we have had this on the agenda? I mean, is this something we should have been aware of before the meeting that we needed to do?
Well, I mean, ideally, it would, I mean, but we're in, action, session now. And
Pretty
it's
much talking
directly
about this.
related to what we were discussing previously. And so I don't think that we're out of line by going ahead and approving this. I mean, if it was something totally unrelated to, the construction manager at risk and the moving forward with the property, I would be a little bit more inclined to agree with you. But,
Well, we have a policy that we can't make motions from the floor. We have to turn them in 7 days in advance. Are we?
well, it's up to the board to decide. If they don't want to vote, you can vote no. Or if you don't approve, you can vote no. If you do approve, you can vote yes.
I just want to know if we're going to follow our policy
Is there any,
consistently.
do you see any
or not.
problem with us taking a vote on this?
I mean, you're in a position where you need to take a vote. I mean, you need
Sure.
to get
Right.
moving.
Sure.
And we're, you know, this was not something that was easily recognizable until we're getting down to it. And, you know, I don't, the public was here, this is a public meeting, they had an opportunity to see it, see what's going on here today. I don't take issue with it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, if you feel your internal policy does not allow you to do this, I mean, you can waive your policy and vote on it right now. But if you feel your policy doesn't allow you to do this, then you don't do it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other questions or discussion?
I mean, I feel the policy does not allow us to do this.
Okay, we'll vote no then.
Duly noted. Okay.
Like Mr. Donahue said, we can waive the policy.
Well, in essence, that's what we'll be doing. I mean, do we need a separate vote on to waive the policy, or?
If you want to, yes, if you want to waive your policy and add this to the agenda for right now, have a motion, take the vote.
Can we
Okay.
include that in the motion? That-
We'll just,
You like to suspend whatever policy that number it is in order to be able to amend your agenda tonight to take this action.
So moved.
okay. Is there a
Second.
second? Okay. All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed? Okay. All right, so back to,
Now you'd like to, Mr. Chairman, will you take this as a form of the motion? You would like to amend the agenda for the special call meeting to include an action item as for the superintendent to be able to enter in negotiations, and enter into a contract on the board's behalf for the pre-con portion of the site work.
So are you gonna help me get that together?
Yeah, well, you gotta put it on the agenda now.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I understand.
Where do I put that in order here?
We'll make sure Miss Connie has that before we
Well,
do
you want us
anything
to
else.
skip?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right, so we have that as a motion to add it to the agenda. Okay, and do we have a second? Do we have a
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay. All right, so now we're voting, do we need to make the motion again, I guess?
Go ahead and make it
Okay,
again.
all right. The motion is that we authorize the superintendent to enter into negotiations for the pre-construction part of the site prep.
And execute the contract on behalf of the board.
And execute on the contract on behalf of the board. All right, is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All right, any questions or discussion?
So normally, let's say, if we were doing a traditional bid process, would that have been included in what the general contractor would bid? Or would this have been a separate?
They're still gonna bid
Is that
it.
making sense?
It's still gonna be bid. The work will still be bid.
The subcontractors.
Yes, yes, I mean,
I know.
they will issue we're not just saying they can just go and hire somebody. They will have to go and put bids
Right.
out, which they've already sort of,
Exactly.
as you remember, they said they had talked to some folks already.
7 and there were 3.
Sarah, 7, and they said they had 3 that felt like that they could take the job on.
And I guess my question, and I'm not phrasing it right, I know, this motion we have on the floor for the site work or prep, is that, if we were doing a traditional process, would we be bidding this separately, or would it have been a part of the whole?
We could do it either
We
way,
could do it either way.
because that was
we could've-
that was my earlier
Yeah.
Okay,
question.
maybe I
Yeah,
was just
yeah, we
trying to
could have
figure
done
out
it either
this
way.
thing.
I mean, you, I guess in any construction project, you could pull a portion out if you chose to do so. So,
Okay.
so, yeah.
So the negotiations will be with Hickory Construction for doing the site prep.
The site, yes, as a separate item. So, and then on our behalf, they will go out and solicit bids for that work to be done.
Right.
Did I say anything that's wrong?
Just needed
Okay,
to
just wanna make
clarify.
sure.
You got it right.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. All right, is there any, are we good? We're good, okay. All right, so I guess we have a motion. Do we even need a motion to close the works, or this session?
Yeah, you
All
might.
right, do I have a motion to end
So moved.
this
Second.
afternoon session? All right, all in favor? So, grab something to eat and come back in and we'll do closed session.
Dusty, is this your book?